Listen closely. Something subtle is moving today. January 17th carries a quiet shift that many overlook, yet its effect on money flow is undeniable. This date does not arrive loudly. It arrives precisely. In the unseen layers of energy, certain days open pathways, and this is one of them. When timing aligns, effort feels lighter, resistance softens, and outcomes change without struggle. I am Shi Heng Yi, and in this video, I will reveal why today holds a silent advantage for financial movement and how awareness of timing alone can alter results. Ancient traditions never chased money. They aligned with moments, wealth, like water, responds to openings. Today marks such an opening, not dramatic, not forceful, quiet, powerful. Many continue their routines, unaware that subtle windows exist where energy reorganizes itself. Those who recognize these windows move ahead without pushing. Those who miss them wonder why effort brings little return. In this teaching, clarity replaces superstition. You will learn why certain dates influence flow, how stillness strengthens opportunity, and why rushing blocks results. More importantly, you will understand how alignment begins internally before it reflects externally. This knowledge matters because money stress drains focus, weakens discipline, and disrupts inner balance. When timing is respected, struggle reduces. Stay until the end, because the final insight ties everything together. It explains why small, deliberate actions taken on the right day outperform massive effort taken at the wrong time. This understanding changes how you approach not only money, but decisions, patience, and trust. Welcome to Shaolin Divine Flow. This channel exists to bring clarity, discipline, and calm power into daily life. Subscribe and walk this path with us, where timing, awareness, and inner alignment guide every step. Pause for a moment. Not all plants carry the same weight. Some decorate a space. Others quietly change it. The snake plant belongs to the second kind. Across civilizations, it has never been treated as ordinary. It stands upright, firm, and unbending, even in harsh conditions. That alone tells a story. In ancient Africa, this plant symbolized protection. Its sharp, rising leaves were believed to guard the home, cutting through harmful influence before it could settle. In parts of Asia, it became a sign of stability, a reminder that true strength grows slowly, without noise, without urgency, no rushing, no collapse. Unlike delicate plants that demand constant care, the snake plant survives neglect. Low light, dry soil, long silence. This resilience reflects a deeper meaning. Wealth that lasts is not fragile. It does not panic during pauses. It holds its structure until conditions shift. Many cultures notice the same pattern. Growth that moves upward, leaves that do not bend easily, roots that stay grounded while the surface remains calm. This mirrors the kind of financial progress most people seek but rarely understand. Not sudden luck that disappears, not dramatic gains that create fear, but steady movement that continues even when nothing seems to change. The snake plant does not spread wildly. It expands with intention, inch by inch, season by season. That is why it has long been associated with boundaries, knowing where energy belongs, knowing where it does not. Money responds to this clarity. Other plants soften a space. This one stabilizes it. Other plants comfort the eye. This one strengthens the field. Its presence sends a signal. This environment is grounded, protected, and prepared for long-term growth. That is why this plant appears again and again in traditions connected to prosperity. Not because it promises miracles, but because it reflects a law. Slow does not mean weak. Quiet does not mean inactive. And growth that cannot be shaken often begins where no one is looking. Notice this carefully. Money moves where direction exists, not where desire shouts the loudest. Many people want money deeply, yet the wanting itself creates tension. That tension scatters energy. It signals lack, and lack never attracts flow. When desire turns into pressure, the body tightens, the mind races, decisions lose clarity. Money senses instability long before numbers change. This is why effort without alignment feels heavy, and results stay distant. Direction is different. Direction is calm. It knows where it stands and where it allows movement. When money energy senses direction, it responds naturally, not immediately, but reliably. Homes reflect this truth. When spaces feel confused, cluttered, or restless, financial patterns mirror the same disorder. Money hesitates in environments that send mixed signals. It enters, then leaks away. This is why placement matters. Not rituals, not obsession. Placement creates intention without noise. It tells energy where to go without chasing it. The snake plant becomes a silent marker, a steady signal that says movement is welcome here, chaos is not. The doorway carries this instruction outward. Every time it opens, energy receives guidance. When direction exists, money stops wandering. It begins to settle. It begins to circulate. Most people exhaust themselves by wanting more while standing in confusion. They change strategies, affirm harder, push longer hours. Yet nothing stabilizes because direction never formed. True flow begins when desire softens and structure appears. When effort aligns with patience. When urgency steps aside for readiness, this shift often feels subtle, less emotional noise, fewer anxious thoughts. A strange calm replaces the chase. That calm is not emptiness. It is alignment taking shape. Money responds to environments that feel prepared, not desperate, not uncertain, prepared. When direction is set, movement follows its own rhythm. No forcing, no gripping, just steady progress that feels almost invisible at first. This is why some people experience sudden change after doing very little. The work happened earlier, quietly, in alignment. Focus here. The power does not sit inside the plant alone. It activates through placement. A snake plant placed anywhere becomes decoration. Placed correctly, it becomes instruction. Every home has a command point, a place where energy pauses before moving deeper inside. This point decides whether flow continues or dissolves. That place is the entrance, not the door itself, but the space just beyond it. This is where intention meets movement. When the snake plant stands near the entrance, inside the home, it sets the tone for everything that enters. Opportunities arrive and slow down. They assess, they align, energy receives direction before spreading. Placing it deep inside the house weakens its effect. By then, energy has already scattered. Placing it outside leaves its work unfinished. The plant must stand at the threshold where transition happens. Height matters. Upright leaves reinforce upward movement. They signal progress, grounding, stability. The plant should not be hidden behind furniture or crowded by objects. Clarity strengthens its message. This is not decoration logic. This is flow logic. Energy reads space instantly. Clean, intentional placement speaks louder than effort. Many unknowingly block this point. Shoes piled, bags dropped, objects abandoned. Each item delays movement. Money energy enters, senses resistance, and retreats. Clearing this space changes behavior subtly. People move differently. Decisions feel lighter. Focus improves without effort. This is alignment in motion. The snake plant does not demand attention. It works silently, day after day, night after night. Its presence stabilizes the threshold. It filters distraction. It grounds incoming movement. Once placed, leave it alone. No constant adjusting, no checking. Stability strengthens results. Interference weakens them. This is why some placements fail while others transform homes quietly. The plant responds to respect, to clarity, to stillness. When the entrance becomes ordered, energy flows inward with purpose. And when purpose leads, money no longer wanders. Understand this deeply. Every doorway is a decision point. It chooses, not consciously, but energetically. Whatever crosses that threshold carries momentum. Some things enter and stay, others enter and dissolve. This applies to people, opportunities, and money alike. Ancient systems always treated entrances with care. They were never casual spaces. They marked transition. Outside becomes inside. Movement becomes presence. Energy pauses there, even for a moment, to read the environment it is about to enter. When a doorway feels heavy, rushed, or crowded, incoming energy receives confusion. Messages mix, signals blur, opportunities arrive uncertain and often leave unfinished. This is not chance. This is instruction failing to transmit. A clear entrance sends a different message. It says, movement is guided here. There is order. There is readiness. Energy responds by flowing inward with confidence. Physically, this shows through light, air, and space. Energetically, it shows through calm. A doorway that feels calm invites steady outcomes. A doorway that feels tense attracts interruption. Money follows this rule strictly. It avoids unstable thresholds. It avoids environments where entry feels resisted. Even abundance hesitates when the first step feels blocked. This is why small changes near entrances create unexpected shifts elsewhere. Conversations change tone, delays shorten, options appear sooner. Flow corrects itself naturally. The doorway does not need decoration. It needs clarity. Nothing should compete for attention there. Nothing should distract movement. The entrance should guide, not confuse. When this space aligns, the entire home responds. Energy distributes evenly. Rooms feel lighter. Focus sharpens. Financial patterns begin to mirror this order. Many people work endlessly on inner beliefs while ignoring the outer signals they send daily. The doorway speaks constantly. It announces readiness or resistance with every opening. When entrances communicate clearly, life responds clearly, movement becomes smoother, results feel less forced, and what enters begins to stay longer. Pay attention to the quiet signs. Blocked wealth rarely announces itself loudly. It hides in patterns that feel normal, familiar, easy to ignore, yet the home speaks constantly, reflecting financial flow with precision. One sign appears in neglected corners, areas that collect dust without notice. These spaces represent attention withdrawn. Money behaves the same way. When focus disappears, flow weakens. Another sign shows through broken or unused items kept just in case, objects that no longer serve but remain out of habit. They create hesitation. Money enters, senses uncertainty, and slows. Lighting reveals much. Dim entrances, shadowed pathways, or bulbs left unfixed signal delay. Light invites movement. Darkness causes pause. Financial momentum responds accordingly. Listen for sound. Doors that creak, handles that stick, hinges that resist opening. Each resistance mirrors an inner expectation of difficulty. Repeated friction becomes a pattern. Clutter near entrances carries a strong message. Shoes piled, bags dropped, paper stacked without purpose. These block not only movement, but decision-making. Money energy reads this as confusion. Another overlooked sign is overcleaning without order, constant rearranging, constant adjusting. This reflects restlessness. Wealth avoids environments that never settle. Plants struggling to grow also speak. Wilted leaves, dry soil. This signals energy exhaustion. Prosperity requires nourishment, not neglect. Even scent plays a role. Stale air indicates stagnation. Fresh circulation supports renewal. These signs do not mean failure. They indicate misalignment. Correction does not require effort, only awareness. When these signals are acknowledged, small changes create immediate shifts. Movement improves. Timing adjusts. Resistance softens. Wealth stagnation rarely comes from lack of skill. It comes from signals being ignored. And once signals are corrected, flow begins responding almost immediately. Watch how quietly protection works. True guardians do not announce themselves. They stand, they hold, they allow nothing unnecessary to pass. The snake plant carries this nature effortlessly. Its leaves rise like steady sentinels. Not aggressive, not soft, balanced. This posture alone influences space. Upright energy corrects imbalance. It stabilizes movement before disruption spreads. Science speaks of air filtration, toxins absorbed, oxygen released at night. But energy behaves similarly. Disruptive patterns move like invisible currents. Stress, doubt, urgency. These linger in rooms long after moments pass. The snake plant absorbs without display. It neutralizes excess. It calms what enters. This is why spaces with this plant feel quieter, even when nothing obvious changes. Homes collect emotional residue, arguments, worry, financial stress. These impressions remain unless cleared. The snake plant does not erase memory, but it softens its impact. It prevents buildup. It reduces repetition. This quiet protection matters for money flow. Disruption confuses direction. When energy feels scattered, opportunity loses confidence. The plant restores order by maintaining steadiness. Placed near transitions, it becomes a gatekeeper. It filters what moves inward. It slows chaos. It steadies opportunity. People often feel this shift without explanation. Sleep improves. Decisions feel clearer. Reactions soften. These changes create better timing, better responses. The plant does not create wealth. It creates conditions where wealth can remain. Without protection, money arrives briefly and leaves quickly. With stability, it stays longer. This is why neglect weakens its role. A dry plant cannot guard. Care reflects respect. Respect strengthens effect. The snake plant asks for little. Water occasionally. Space to stand. Stillness. In return, it holds the line quietly. It does not promise miracles. It maintains balance. And balance allows growth to continue uninterrupted. Notice how change often begins when effort stops. Night carries a different order. Movement slows. Noise fades. The mind releases control. This is when deeper adjustment takes place. During sleep, resistance weakens. Thoughts no longer interfere. Expectations loosen. Energy reorganizes itself naturally. What feels stuck during the day finds space to realign. This is why many insights arrive upon waking. Not because answers appeared suddenly, but because interference paused. The same applies to money flow. When pressure rests, pathways reopen. Homes also breathe at night. Sound settles. Light softens. Energy redistributes. This creates an ideal moment for correction. Subtle shifts begin without force. The snake plant works strongest in these hours. It releases oxygen when darkness arrives. It steadies the environment quietly. While the body rests, space recalibrates. Financial stress often tightens the nervous system. This tension repels flow. Sleep dissolves that grip temporarily. In this release, alignment becomes possible. Many dismiss overnight change as coincidence, but timing follows law. When the conscious mind steps aside, deeper patterns move freely. This is why placing the plant before nightfall matters. The environment receives instruction. Energy reads it. Adjustment begins while you rest. Dreams may feel different. Sleep may deepen. These are signs of correction, not imagination. Morning then arrives with a different quality. Decisions feel simpler. Messages appear sooner. Movement feels lighter. Nothing dramatic occurred. Nothing loud. Yet alignment shifted. Night teaches an essential principle. Progress does not always require action. Sometimes it requires absence. Space. Stillness. Money responds to environments that know when to rest. Constant effort creates friction. Strategic stillness restores flow. This is why real change often begins when you stop watching for it. When control releases, alignment completes its work. Feel the difference between intention and force. Force tightens. Intention steadies. One demands results. The other prepares space. Many mistake repetition for alignment. Words spoken without calm create noise. Rituals performed with urgency signal fear. Money senses this immediately. True intention forms quietly. It does not need expression. It settles internally, like a decision already made. When intention exists, behavior shifts naturally. Choices align without effort. This is why silence often works better than speech. A calm inner posture sends a clear signal. No convincing required. Placing the snake plant is not an act of belief. It is an act of readiness. The gesture itself communicates direction. Nothing else is needed. Stand still after placement. Breathe once, allow certainty to settle. No expectation, no testing. Just acknowledgement. Money responds to environments that feel resolved, not hopeful. Resolved. Force interrupts timing. It rushes outcomes. It creates resistance where none existed. Intention allows timing to complete its cycle. This is why some people receive results after they stop trying. Their inner state finally matched readiness. Intention also shapes patience. Waiting no longer feels heavy, it feels active. Calm becomes productive. No ritual can replace this. No phrase can shortcut it. Alignment begins internally and reflects externally. When intention stabilizes, space responds. The home feels quieter. The body relaxes. Focus sharpens. These are not signs of surrender. They are signs of control returning to balance. Money prefers balance. It flows toward clarity. It avoids tension. A single clear intention, held gently, outweighs endless effort held tightly. When force dissolves, alignment completes its work naturally, and movement begins without being pushed. Observe how change is often labeled sudden. A message arrives, a delay clears, money moves unexpectedly, yet nothing truly happens without preparation. Alignment works quietly, out of sight. While attention remains elsewhere, correction builds layer by layer. Small adjustments accumulate without notice. This is why results feel abrupt. The visible shift only marks the final step. Everything before it remained unseen. Money follows structure. When direction, space, and intention align, movement waits for completion. Once ready, it moves without hesitation. People often miss this process because it lacks drama. There is no countdown, no warning, only readiness meeting opportunity. Overnight movement is rarely instant creation. It is delayed release. Pressure dissolves. Timing clicks into place. This explains why efforts that failed before suddenly succeed. Nothing changed externally. Alignment did. Homes that shift energetically often show this pattern. After subtle corrections, life responds quickly, calls return, payments clear, opportunities surface. The snake plant acts as a stabilizer during this waiting phase. It holds alignment steady. It prevents reversal. This is why patience matters. Interference resets progress. Trust allows completion. Sudden results do not favor effort. They favor preparedness. Many chase breakthroughs without realizing alignment already exists. They interrupt it with doubt, with impatience. When movement finally occurs, it feels surprising only to the conscious mind. The deeper system recognized readiness earlier. This understanding removes anxiety. Waiting no longer feels empty. It feels purposeful. Delayed alignment is not punishment. It is calibration. Once calibration finishes, movement becomes decisive, clean, unforced, and when it arrives, it appears effortless, because the work was done quietly long before it became visible. Now comes the final, quiet step. After placing the snake plant in its rightful position, pause. Stand still for a few seconds. Let the space settle. Take one slow breath and allow a simple inner acknowledgement to form. Not a wish, not a request, just a calm sense of readiness. This small moment seals the effect. It tells the environment and yourself that alignment is complete. Then release it. Do not watch for signs. Do not check constantly. Trust allows movement to finish its work. When the mind steps back, flow steps forward. Often results appear when attention has shifted elsewhere. This path is not about forcing change. It is about preparing space so change can arrive naturally. When clarity replaces urgency, life responds with ease. If this teaching brought calm or insight, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to Shaolin Divine Flow. Walk this journey with us, where discipline meets stillness and wisdom moves quietly. Some shifts arrive without noise. And when they do, everything begins to move in the right direction.